This week, I want to talk about the good and the bad of it all. Okay, what does that mean? So, this past weekend, I actually had a chance to visit with my great uncle Bob. And we had a family get together. He lives on the East Coast, so we don't get to see him a lot. And the first thing, of course, he said to me, as any great uncle should, is remember, Anthony, I'm your great Uncle Bob. But he's a very interesting guy. And one of the pieces of advice that he handed out years ago to me was Anthony, listen, with every good, a little bad, but with every bad, a little good. And you can say, okay, well, it sounds like my uncle is Yogi Berra or something like that. But what I'm using that in reference to today is we had some numbers come out for July, some consumer spending numbers, very important numbers that were below expectations. And what does that mean? Well, we spent less money than the experts thought we would in July. Now, that's not really good or bad. It kind of depends on how you read between the lines. But in falling short, it actually sends up a few signals that, hey, are we worried about the economy? Does that mean that we need to watch more closely going forward? Why were these below expectations? And that, in general, could be seen as a bad thing. Consumers make up 70% of our economy, of our GDP, if you hear me use that acronym. Um, but this is where I'm going back to the philosophy line. With every bad, a little good, maybe. Could this be a sign that prices are beginning to stabilize, that demand is not just out of control, that the fact that prices have gone up over and over and over, that's inflation that we've been talking about, that has led to people demanding less and less and less. And that's theoretically, in the world of a perfect economic system, how things should work. So is that what we're seeing, or is this a signal of something that we need to really watch out for? It's unclear at the moment, unfortunately, but I do think this is a really interesting data point and could be actually a very good sign that the economy is sort of self-regulating and people aren't just willing to continue to pay more and more and more. And that would be the worry if we were worried about inflation going up and up and up. So a little conceptual today, a little philosophical, but let me boil it down here as best I can. We missed our numbers for July. That's usually considered a bad thing. I'm here to tell you I actually am able to see the good in this because what it means is possibly that inflation may be on its way back down to sort of pre-pandemic levels. Now, of course, we spent a lot more in July of this year than we did last year. So year over year numbers are very large still. But I do see this as a potential good piece of news, even though it can be framed easily as a bad one. So I'll leave you again with my great Uncle Bob's piece of advice. And I think it's true about almost anything. With every good, a little bad, but with every bad, a little good.